8:14 and a half. And a half. See that, Peter? If you're listening down in Florida, don't need you. I still nailed a half minutes without you.
Don't need you, but we'll miss you.
Yep. Today is the 31st day of July in the year 2018. Anno Domini. This is the den. Ken's den. And I need somebody right now to do me a favor.
What is it?
And I'm looking for it right now.
The views adopted. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Expressed.
The views expressed.
I actually have a script for that, and I'm looking for it. And you know what? I wasn't expecting it, but Dan, if you want to come up with a disclaimer for me, that'd be awesome.
The views expressed in the following monologue are those of Ken Stomsky and Ken Stomsky only. Most rational people, including those of WSKB Radio Club, our loyal listeners, Bob Plasse, everyone in the room that's not named Ken Stomsky may or may not believe in what he's saying. So here we are, Ken Stomsky. Hopefully that works.
Yeah.
You know what, Dan?
There's a pause.
What's that, Ken?
What?
The government has been taking things away from us for a while now. I will admit, some things they took away may have been bad, like lawn darts. But it quickly turned into a slippery slope.
That's a slip and slide. Those are still okay.
I thought that I had seen it all when they took away my incandescent light bulbs. But now plastic straws are joining the endangered species list. I guess nothing is safe. One thing I don't understand. How are all of these straws getting into the ocean? We don't dump our trash into the ocean. Trash is sorted and processed, and what can't be recycled is buried or burned. Some of the claims being made just don't add up. I can just imagine some of the things the government will try to ban next.
This radio show.
Dental floss.
Oh, God, yes.
Many people flush it down the toilet.
What?
All this floss
What is that?
must be mucking up the oceans by creating huge balls of floss that can choke out a dolphin. Need to get rid of it.
But their teeth are fabulous. Sorry.
Glass and metal soda cans. That glass may chip when you remove the cap. On an aluminum can, you can cut your lip on the opening. Mm-hmm. Not safe at all. We should follow an example set by the Philippines. When you order a Coke, you get it in a plastic baggie with a straw.
Uh-oh.
And as it stands now, some cities are already taxing pop. Envelopes. You stand the risk of getting a nasty paper cut in the corner of your mouth whilst wetting the glue on these things.
The worst.
I've done that.
They need to go away immediately, if not sooner. Golf clubs.
Uh-oh.
I'm fine with that.
Have you ever seen how far one of these can be chucked after somebody slices it deep into the rough? Dangerous weapon. As dangerous as lawn darts. They must be banned.
Here, here.
Bowling balls.
Bowling balls?
If you drop one on your feet, you risk serious injury. All right? Those shoes are not steel toe. They will not protect you. It is just a money grab by AMC. Yes, my friends, straws are just beginning. What's next? Let's pay our bills. We'll be back right after this.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. Go, go. to do for love? You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in the days from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. I only want the best, it's true. Can't believe the things I do for you. What you won't do for love. You've tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you made me do for love what I would not do. Made me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here. Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. The YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
you seen this?
Just about ready to go on to 8:25 in the morning. Bob, do you know what that music means?
Nap time.
No, it's Big Brother time.
That's it.
It is Big Brother. And we're halfway through the season, I think. We're close to, I mean, like they've been in there for a month and a half now or so, haven't they?
Not
In that house?
well. It's 100 days,
Yeah.
and they've been in there for
Maybe 40 days?
for like
40 days and 40
maybe about
nights.
45 days. So we're getting close to the halfway point.
Yeah. And you guys are still ignorant of the of the show.
I'll watch when it's
And
Big Brother
proud of it.
Guantanamo.
Oh, great. Oh, God help me. What's happening on that show is really interesting because they
They're turning on each other.
finally they're turning on each other.
Usually it doesn't happen this early.
No. It's like what happens when you go to the beach with kids. They begin
Turn on each other.
you begin to turn on your wife. It's my turn to go to the beach alone.
Right. I want to go swimming. I don't want to watch.
I don't want to watch these kids. Yeah. Well, this is the way they are. And what's happened is that they are, well, who is up for grabs this week?
Okay. Well. First of all, last week you weren't here.
Yes.
And last week they sent Double Barrel home.
Oh, yeah. And I'm so sorry about that because she was a good player. Yeah.
Double Barrel was a he. That was Winston.
This is
Wait a minute.
Winston Churchill?
No, last week they sent.
Last week, the week before I'm talking about, because
Namaste.
you weren't here last week.
Oh, I
So we're
wasn't.
talking about the previous week, and the previous week they sent Double Barrel out the door.
Oh, that's
Because
right.
Double Barrel was up against Nerd Stud.
That's right. But
Nerd
last week, the woman that they sent home was the Namaste woman.
Space Cadet.
Space Cadet.
Yeah.
And she really was going. She was working my nerves, but she was playing the game well. I thought.
not that good.
No. And so,
Yeah. For it to be 9-1 for her to walk out that door.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know. And so now who is the woman Diva is the woman that is she's a in the first week she fell in love with Shaggy B or Swaggy C.
Swaggy C.
He's gone, and she fell in love with him. The worst
From
thing
New
you could
Haven.
do is to fall in love with somebody because then you're a pair, and you want to get all the pairs out because
They have a voting block.
They have
Power couple, Bob.
Power couple.
And you know what? Somebody
what I thought.
somebody
That's
from
right. That was our tactic.
Swaggy C, that was a mistake Swaggy C would make, because you have to be really independent, and you should know that from gun waving New Haven. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And so they got rid of her boyfriend, and now she is the head of the household. And there are two camps, and one camp is over here,
Level 6.
level 6, and the other camp has some kind of strange name. I can't.
Yosemite.
Yeah. Well, good enough. Good enough. But they are all trying to play one another, and then there's some folks that are just playing both sides.
And just like real life, you kind of have the cool kids in one group, and then the misfits in the other.
That's right. That there are misfits.
Yeah.
Yeah. The woman with the two-tone hair that is really so.
You're talking
strange.
about Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday. She's 30 some odd years old. She's one of the older ones on it.
Rock star.
Every time I hear
Right.
Misfit, though, I think
Every time I see
Herbie
her on television, I'm like,
Rudolph.
how that?
Her name is Rockstar.
Your mother, the
her
3
name,
children,
and she's known as Rockstar.
And have you heard her call it the names of some of the? I feel sorry for these kids. They have to go through life with the names.
Thundercloud or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, my
It's our
God.
kids' names.
Shackled with that.
Yeah. It's really kind of like, and she is annoying. I want all the annoying ones out. And they also have this short man. He's and he's not
Mini-me.
Yeah, mini-me.
Yeah.
He's short. He has a beautiful Spanish accent. I love him, and he's adorable.
And he's your token, Bob.
And he's a gay guy, and he's a dancer, and he's buff, but he's funny at the same time, and they all hug him, but even the women pick him up. It's sort of like like he's a little doll.
Does he have short man complex?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
they've had these long talks about, please, you don't use the M word for short people. For short people.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't and you don't use little people. Was he little people? Is that okay? But he isn't a little person, nor is he a DW person. Like Snow White,
right? Yeah.
Those are politically incorrect words. Apparently, now
he's been on the radar for being a bad player. There were a couple of women. Matter of fact, it was Space Cadet. Caitlin. She used the N word on some live feeds, and she caught hell for that.
Yeah.
Also, Tiara and Farm Girl Haley.
Right.
They were talking a little racist during some live feeds, so they got there's some trouble with them. But now JC, he's in trouble, or he's gotten hell over it for assaulting sexually some of the players with an ice cream scoop.
No, please, no. That's too much info. I'm not sure what that meant, and they've kept them. Yeah. All of this racist talk, and it's not racist. It's just regular people thinking they're being cool, and if you really look at the feeds of this talk,
when Angela turned around and said, "Oh my God, Haley, I'm starting to look so ghetto. I'm starting to look like Bay." I mean, that's not a very cool thing to say. I just said it to quote them.
Right.
But that's what was said, Bob.
I know.
That's pretty racist. And if someone used the N-word, I'd say that's about as racist as you can get.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was in
look at me. I'm starting to look ghetto.
No. The short person was talking to the black person.
Oh yeah, that was a whole other situation.
And he was saying that. Please don't use that word dwarf. She
used the M word as an example.
Midget.
And then he used the N word as an example, and then Bay or Diva went off on him.
And said,
so he was saying this is what it's equating to.
There's a double standard there.
Yeah.
And she would not let it drop for over a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And
constant.
And the idea here was they had to talk it out, because here they were having a decent talk about how, what words offend me, what words offend you. But okay, so if I tell you what words offend me,
I'm going to offend you.
I'm going to offend you. So I don't know. He was not intending to offend her, but he was trying to explain what words offend him, and saying, you must understand that when you hear this word.
Though I'm sure he could have said, if someone calls you the N-word, she would have understood, and he wouldn't have had to actually say the word.
But she did not say the M word.
Well, but if she didn't know, so if she said the N-word, and he's like, hey, that offends me, equal to as if someone called you the N-word. He could have said it without actually saying the actual word, and it would have been clear. Then if she continued to use the M word.
Well, the thing is,
can we get one for every letter?
He apologized, but then she still wouldn't let it go.
Yeah.
She just stayed on him.
Well, she did until they finally had a discussion, which I think the producers actually asked them to have on camera.
I think one of them was told in the diary room to do that.
Yeah. That they have to have a discussion about this, and it was okay. It was not the best. If I was a therapist, I would have had them talk more about really the meaning of words and how we really have to be very careful all of the time. Do we have to be really careful? I'll ask you guys this question. Do we have to be really careful? And sometimes in talking to women, Kathy, being somebody from another age will use the word sweetie or honey or whatever. Now I can call you sweetie and honey, but I couldn't call somebody I didn't
I'm not
know.
offended. You're right. I hear people a lot of times complaining about that with waitresses, when waitresses call them sweetie or honey, and people get offended. But our generation did that all the time.
Yeah.
So is your generation offended by that?
I mean, not me personally, but I know some people do, and because it's using words like you're familiar with that person when you're really not. Like just to your waitress calling them sweetheart, like it's demeaning to them to be in essence.
I don't understand why it's demeaning, though.
Well, it's
It doesn't. To me, that doesn't imply that you're my sweetheart. I certainly don't think that if I'm waiting on you, unless I'm really desperate for attention.
Really, yeah.
because it's taking that. I mean, that person has a position in a role, and it's taking that away and
Correct.
Putting them into just verifying them by their sex.
I do recall in the
But you could
teacher's
call
room.
wait a minute. You could. Sweetheart applies to both men and women.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's used significantly more in relation to women, I would say.
Really?
You think so?
Absolutely, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
See,
I get called
we're
it on
different.
occasion.
No, yeah. Kathy calls me sweetie all the
I
time.
call him sweetheart all the time.
Yeah.
In addition to other things that I call him.
But you also have a relationship with him.
I have a
If
red
you were
button
to-
for that.
Shh. Don't tell anybody
I mean,
that.
years of friendship and knowledge of each other's
We have.
existence.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you were to just be calling random person down the street, I think more often than not, a person will call a woman sweetheart or honey than they will a man.
I think we view it differently than we used to.
Oh, I agree.
It used
yeah.
to have a
Yeah.
very. What do you think? It used to have a very neutral connotation to it, and now it's become more ingrained, I think.
I think
As an endearment.
there are also some people out there who will wait for somebody to say that and use it as an excuse just to
Be angry with
be
it?
yeah,
angry
just to
and
be
be-
the
to
next
be
video
angry.
star on YouTube.
Yeah. I often use the word darling or honey or sweetie when I can't remember the person's name, and
Which happens frequently at our age.
Yeah.
We call everybody
all the time to
sweetie.
me.
He only says that to me when he's tugging on my hair.
Do you want to tug my hair?
climbing up Joe. Yeah.
Watch how I turn this back around.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 years ago on the live feeds, they used to put a disclaimer up in front of Big Brother for this stuff. Now this year, if you noticed,
Yes.
big 30-second disclaimer.
That's it,
We
that's it.
may talk about sensitive subjects, and
right.
and CBS does not share any of their views.
And quite honestly,
Nor does WSKB.
No. But we need to have those kind of conversations, and they only happen when people make a mistake of calling somebody something that they shouldn't. call
I
them.
think the key is once you learn something's offensive to someone, do you continue to use it?
Yes.
Like you may not know,
Yes.
but if you're told, hey, that really offends me or makes me feel in this way, could you
Right.
not use that?
That's right.
And then you continue using it, that's when it's offensive.
Right.
Yes.
If you're unaware, like, okay, I didn't know, people of shorter stature didn't like to use the M word, then then I might have used it. You tell me I won't use that anymore.
See, now this is rational, but the people on Big Brother are not rational.
Well, they're doing a job of not being rational.
Well,
that's what they're there for,
there are
Yes.
and they know that
some-
And
they're
I
playing a
think
there
game.
are
it's
some that-
scripted not to be rational.
No. I think that they find, when you have a camera following you from day to day to day, and you know that everything that is being said is going on over the airways, you can handle in two ways. You could be, I think you're very conscious of it, or it then stops being, you become so unconscious of it that you just fly, because they're using the F word all of the time, and they're bleeping it all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, if I had a camera following me all day long, would I want to use the F word? Would I want people watching you would, and even your own boss, as a boss or an employer, you would not want people to know what you really said in real life.
No,
would you?
no, not what's in my head. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
yes.
I mean, I hardly ever swear because I feel like if you're swearing all the time, it loses its effect. You
my
need
God,
a
me
swear
too.
word to have good effect.
Well,
when you drop it.
then you're our generation, because we don't use You?
He's never been in my house.
Oh.
When the cats.
You should hear how she talks to those cows.
Yeah. No. But it's interesting to watch these folks on television all of the time. You don't get that swearing on what do you call Real Housewives of Atlanta or Beverly Hills.
That's because it's called editing.
Oh, that's called editing.
But Bob, that brings up another issue. I think it's the degeneration of vocabulary that's happened, that you hear it all over the place. You go into a restaurant, you hear it.
Oh, my
I
God.
never heard that word.
And people don't take their hats off in restaurants either. And, it's a different generation.
And parents talking to the kids with the F word. I can't believe that they use the F word to their kids.
When I'm not dealing with the public and when I'm not, inside the studio, I will admit, I have a mouth that would make a sailor blush.
Really?
Oh, you should see our messages.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But thank God I'm able to put a filter on it when I'm in here. Only is this thing set up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only twice has that button never had it been pushed on me in 4 years.
Yeah. That's very good. But I'm really proud of you, Dan. As a
There's a first.
No, I'm proud of you for being a person that realizes that words are powerful and you say the right word.
That's why he's a librarian.
Yeah,
he
librarian.
knows about words.
Yeah. I have this thing on my refrigerator that says you try not to make hate is such a terrible emotion. Save it for the things that are really important.
I mean, that's what we're working with our daughter. She'll say, I hate peanut butter sandwiches. And we're like, I don't actually hate peanut butter sandwiches. You don't like them. You don't want to eat them.
Yeah.
But you don't hate them. Let's save that for
You are
Hitler.
the dad, sweetie. You are the dad that I want, sweetie. Am I okay? It's okay. What's that? All right, sweetie. No,
You can call
Sure
her
thing, honey.
sweetie.
Yes, I can call my daughter
myself
sweetie.
hate.
Yes.
I know how to hate, and I do hate.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't hate, but when you're saying it about little things, then you've belittled what you mean by hate. When you
save the hate for the things that really, really are important, and not like
the elimination of straws.
Yeah. I hate.
How about this? I hate everyone the same.
That's good. Equal opportunity.
But wait, I've tried
still
so
being
hard
bad.
for you to hate me just a little bit more.
8:42 in the morning. A minute or two left to talk about what's going to happen.
Well, I like this because Big Brother. We actually had a decent conversation. Who do you think's going this weekend?
Okay,
the two that have nominated are
Up on the block are Nerd Stud again.
Yeah,
and Farm Girl.
Farm Girl.
Haley.
Oh yeah, Haley versus what's his name?
Brett.
Brett.
Yeah.
Brett ought to go. It's this big star. He walks around thinking that he's God's gift to women, and I've had it with that. And he plays the stud card.
But Haley is also part of level 6 now. Oh, they both are.
Yeah,
They're
but
both on level 6.
Haley's personality has not been defined for me. This other guy's personality has been defined as a bad guy.
So you want the stud part. What's the nerd part?
The nerd part. Oh, well, because he's actually a cybersecurity guy, and he really is a very smart guy.
Mentally, he's a threat.
Okay. Yeah,
and they don't know that has a high IQ. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But we don't know right now. Actually, I do, and I'm not going to say anything to you or our listeners.
Because he watches the full...
the pre...
all day long. He's got the live stream happening.
I already know who played in and who won the veto competition. So all I'm saying is it may or may not be Haley and Brett.
It may
there may
be somebody
else up on the
because if the veto you win the veto and you can take somebody off the block.
Right.
And actually, the woman who is the head of the household has also got the power to remove swap out as well.
Actually,
does Danny DeVito get a say?
Danny DeVito.
You're
my
welcome.
God.
Diva actually holds one of the 3 power apps.
Power apps.
And that can be used next week. So no matter what happens on Thursday, she can still cause quite.
This sounds like 18 different gimmicks going on.
She's
You got it. Oh my God! This is the problem. Yeah,
she's in a good position in the house right now.
You know how if I could transfer my
I've got my
knowledge,
unicorn tears.
Yeah. If I could transfer my knowledge that I have of the Big Brother rules to football, I can't figure out football or rugby or all that. If I could do Big Brother, I could do football rules because I don't know them football rules.
I still say that you and I should get a few other people to go in and do Big Brother for a weekend here in town. That's a gimmick, maybe even some type of fundraiser
with
in the old town hall. That's
we could
space.
We could
people
live,
to watch through the windows.
You know, this is a good idea. Only I don't know.
You know, I should run this through Harry Rock. Make it a fundraiser for the 350.
Put it on Channel 15.
15. We could be on all the time.
We can. Peter will be back by then. We could set up a few web cameras that are constantly running.
I could ask the Agawam Paranormal people because they have like 8 cameras and that they bring to the house when they're searching for ghosts. So we could have every room of somebody's house could be
bugged.
And now that Bob's thinking this over, he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, let me think about that."
He's like in my house. He's like, "Did they pull down all the cameras, or are they still watching?"
Yeah. All right. So,
I think Brett.
I think ultimately Brett is out the door.
I think Brett is out.
But if he wins the veto, he is not going out the door.
No, he does. That's exactly right.
And as you know, pawns go home. In Big Brother, it could be Haley walking out that door.
I don't think she's worth walking out to sending home yet. No, I don't. I think it's a waste to get rid of her.
Yeah, it's also a good idea to get rid of floaters in the beginning because you have seen floaters.
Say all these terms that we use.
You have seen floaters win.
Yeah.
I've seen floaters in my daughter's water. That's
play a song. Get me out of here. I'm going home to watch Jay and who do I watch? Kelly and Regis. Yeah. All right. So you say goodbye to me. Oh, no.
That will hit.
Terrible.
Yeah, so we are not going to be talking about the library today, even though Dan is in. My previously scheduled guest wasn't able to make it.
Yes.
So I did come up with something, and believe it or not, even though we're not talking about the library, I brought in books that we're going to utilize.
Oh, wow.
In like the 2+ years that I've been doing this, I think this is the first time we've actually had books on premises.
And it's not on the library that we do the library.
What are those books? What are the titles? Just to pique people's imagination.
Well, one of them is The Ultimate Book of Useless Information.
Oh, I love it.
And the other one is The Amazing Book of Useless Information.
That sounds like right up my alley.
It's cocktail party talk. Yeah. We're all going to be able to
wow our friends.
Wow our friends, yes. All right, bye. Get out there and volunteer. Love you guys. See you next week.
Truth is hard to take. lessons in love. If we lose the time before us, the future will ignore us. We should use it, we could use it, yeah. Lessons in love. As we down lessons in love. When will you ever learn? Lessons in love. When there's nowhere left to turn. Lessons in love. Don't let your spirit burn. Lessons in love. I'll wait till you return. We were building, we never lived them. We could lose it, we should use it. Lessons in love. All the homes that we were building, we never lived them. Could be better, should be better. Yeah. Lessons in love. If we lose the time before us, the future will.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plasse.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donuts Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Coming soon to the Los Santos Convention Center, it's Mike Andrews.
Understand that it's okay to be poor. There need to be poor people. We rich are the yin, you are the yang. We need you.
He's changed millions of lives with his book, Rags Are Riches. Now hear Mike Andrews live.
Mr. Andrews, I've had a run of bad luck, and I was wondering if the state could help me get back on my feet.
This is the negative kind of self-obsessed and greedy talk that doesn't help anyone. My program will teach you a new outlook on life. Instead of complaining about being poor, enjoy it. Watch TV. Don't vote. Who cares?
But I'm homeless.
You've got it all wrong. Society doesn't owe you anything. The government has better things to worry about, like killing innocent people. You already have everything you need, so enjoy your life.
See Mike Andrews live for only $200, payable in 10 installments. Reserve your seat today.
WSKB 89.5 FM, brought to you by Mike Andrews.
I'm sure that's a good platform to embrace your pornos. Here.
This is the Den, Ken's Den, Ken Stomsky. not only in front of the microphone, but in front of the Radio Millennium Board. I'm filling in for Pete. This is week number 3, I think. I think one more week to go, and he may be back in town. I don't know. I have to talk to him. You know what? He had the nerve to call in to, what's his name?
Bob.
Bob's show, thank you. And he hasn't called into my show. My feelings are very hurt. So
I'm insulted.
I'm just letting everyone know that. It's 8:54 3/4 here on this 31st day of July in the year 2018. Anno Domini. First time in about 3 or 4 weeks now.
4 weeks. I've been gone 4 weeks.
4 long, painful weeks.
Side chick Kathi Palmer is
Like-
back.
That cow sounded a little backed up. It's been a while.
I'll tell you, it's nice weather out there, and those cows get out there. I can't get those suckers in. They do not want to get up. I had one the other day. I had to call the original farmer and have him get her up. She would not get up. She would not get. I thought she was dead.
They got in trouble?
Yeah.
Put like an easy up tent over it and be like, good luck.
Go get the cow cops.
Speaking of cops, I'm getting arrested again by the IRS. You know those phone calls you get?
Oh, yes, I got one the other day.
They're so professional, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they say to you, well, if you don't call us back, the cops are going to come and get you. And I'm thinking, cops?
Yeah.
Really? This is the best you can do?
Right.
I was excited. I thought, gee, come and get me. I won't have to cook supper.
3 squares a day?
Yeah. And it's probably air conditioned.
No, I don't know if it's going to be air
don't
conditioned.
think so?
I don't know. Thankfully, I do not know firsthand, and I'm trying to keep it that way. I bet you're right. I bet it has to be for humane reasons now.
It's cruel and abusive.
Right. But I just those huge concrete buildings.
Well, I sat home all day. I waited for them to show up because I didn't call back. You know, I thought they're coming to get
You're biting
me.
your nails the whole time.
They didn't come. I was so disappointed. And everybody on Facebook or social media, they said they got called too. So I thought this would be fun.
Yeah, everyone's being rounded up today.
Yeah.
Westfield's going to be a ghost town.
So I know for a few weeks I was kind of teasing that Southern Rain would be in here today.
I know.
Something came up, and I got a notification later in the day yesterday that they just wouldn't be able to make it. I'm going to have them coming back in September. It takes a while for me to come up to a month that has the proper number of Tuesdays to do something like that. And originally, Dan Paquette was going to be playing co-host to Southern Rain. That's why Dan Paquette is here. Originally, Kathi Palmer was not going to be here because she said to me, all right, Kenton, all of July.
I did.
All of July. I'm out all of July. Here it is, July 31st. You're here.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah. This is kind of like my my story of when I was going to college. When you're about to go, you get a letter of like, oh, your roommate is going to be such and such. It said your roommate's going to be Nick somebody, and then I get to the door. I'm not the kind that like I try to email or mail or call that person. I get to the door and says, has your names on the door, says Dan and David. I was like, oh, okay. What happened to Nick? I walk through the door. I say, hey, I'm Dan. He goes, hi, I'm Max. I was like, first day, I've been through 3 roommates. Who is this?
That's funny.
Yeah, so I apologize for anyone who's tuning in and looking forward to that. Now, Dan, this also means last month when I asked you to come into co-host, it was also another month that I had you in for something else. So you're like, geez, I'm going to be on WSKP a lot.
Yeah, we had making the lists.
Yeah, making the list.
Extra making the list.
And then we had you on your normal Tuesday, and then we have you here
in 2 more weeks of a normal Tuesday.
Yeah, expecting to be wooed by some live music.
Right.
And now
I have to
August, you have your second Tuesday in
my
2
regular
weeks.
Spot, yeah.
And
my head's spinning.
August 28th is making the list.
Again?
Oh my goodness.
Does that cause any issues for you?
I'd have to look. In the break, I'll look at my calendar. I don't think so off the top of my head, but I'll verify.
All right. So I just wanted to set everything clear for people tuning in, expecting one thing and getting another. You can still see what's going on in the studio, if you're listening to us, we are live on Westfield Cable Channel 15. If you are not a Comcast subscriber, you can tune in to westfieldtv.org. That's westfieldtv.org. And even though you see a camera over there, Dan, the only active camera is up on top of the rack over here. Nice rack, huh?
That is a nice rack.
Oh, you see what I did there?
Oops.
And I can make making the list in August, so I'll put it in my calendar right now.
So you're going to be in twice in August.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I'm sorry about that.
Practically a DJ at this point, I think. Am I in the union?
Well, you know what's going to happen now. You've moved up the totem pole. Can I say moved up the totem pole?
Probably not.
Well, they've used that around here, so yeah, I don't know why you couldn't.
Just in case I can't say totem pole, I'll say ladder.
Yeah, ladder's
moving up
good.
the rungs of the ladder.
So you've almost gotten up to the glass ceiling, but you still have a ladder. No, I can't even say that.
No.
And I'm doing all that. I'm doing all that on purpose now.
Do I need to put the disclaimer out again?
I don't believe that didn't make it into my. The fact that it didn't make it into my folder was enough. You've heard it enough now. How Pete does it. Yeah, sure. So you've moved up on the ladder enough now.
We can say that.
Yeah.
Where
we're good.
Where if I am out and Kathy can't make it in to replace me,
it's up to you.
Guess what? I think you're going to be the next in line.
That's kind of scary.
No.
Are you prepared to take on a responsibility like that?
Let me check with my agent, see if I can commit.
I would be willing to relinquish and let you be number two.
No, you're the side piece.
Kathy begged to come back and be number two after she filled in as a temp. So you're not getting out of it,
begging
girl.
for number two.
Yeah,
I think there's a site on the internet
begged to do this, but most of the time I already have the guests scheduled anyway,
right?
So you don't have to do any work.
That's the way I like it.
You just show in and
that's
do
why
something.
you get into management. You don't want to actually do work. You don't want to see work happen around you.
But I'm doing more work now. Instead of just sitting on the side where you are talking, now I need to worry about the inner workings.
All of it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I glanced away from the clock here. Oh, I'm a minute and 3/4 over the top of the hour. WSKB 89.5 FM. We will be back right after this.
Now when Pete said...
What's your frequency cat at the shopping center? I was praying that locked out, not up to speed. I thought I picked
WSKB's programming is generously underwritten by Whip City Fiber, Westfield Gas and Electric, where they offer gigabit internet speed. Whip City Fiber, turning Westfield's neighborhoods into fiberhoods. On the web at whipcityfiber.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. That's what you'll find on Ken's Den, Tuesdays from 8 till 10.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Old Max, we go everywhere together. Right, boy?
At Pet Stuffers, we know there's nothing like a relationship between a man and his dog. Sometimes you just can't let go.
Max, you didn't eat your food. That's the second week in a row. Max?
When the unspeakable happens, just put your four-legged friend in the refrigerator or freezer. Then call Pet Stuffers. We'll be there within a week to pick him up, and in less than a month, he'll be back as good as new. Through an ancient Egyptian miracle process called taxidermy, you and your best friend will always be together.
Yeah, that's a good dog.
Pet Stuffers, when you just can't let go. And coming soon, grandparents forever.
WSKB 89.5 FM brought to you
Shame
by
on you.
Pet Stuffers.
Actually, I've had a cat in the freezer.
Yeah, well, I played that just for you. I knew about how your pussy got a little cold one night. Yeah. You see what I did. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
Don't even acknowledge. Don't.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good morning. Hour number 2.
We're here.
Yeah.
Right to hour number 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Dan Paquette
That's me.
in his house.
Easy.
Kathi Palmer in his house.
I am back.
Yep.
And Ken
And she's back.
is here.
She's back.
And as I mentioned in the top of the hour, or in the first hour, I actually brought books here, even though it's not the library day. That we have the librarian in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Book talk.
So I did this with Harry Rock a few weeks ago when I was filling in, and I came up with the idea because my guest that day had something come up immediately and not make it. So
Right.
I know Harry can talk, so that's not a big deal.
Right.
in
He'll
fact,
keep it going.
On his show, and I sent him a text. I said, "What were you thinking, Ken?" He had Harry and Bob. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
He's thinking, I'm going to put my feet up, and I'm not going to have to say a darn thing.
Yeah, all I have to do is push a button every 15 minutes.
They are fabulous.
And
They're
with Bob, it's more
fabulous
like
men.
every 32 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll pull a fact from one of these books, and then have a discussion about it. And the discussion that came out of Harry Rock's mouth ended up being like 10 or 15 minutes that we spent on one thing that we pulled out.
So that's the bar. Ooh, gosh.
Yeah.
That's a high
Okay,
bar.
All right.
do you
to
want to
follow
be
him.
Harry and I'll be Bob, or do you want to be Bob
I'll
and
be
I'll
a Harry Bob.
So I have the ultimate book of useless information, and I have the amazing book of useless information. Round and around they go, wherever they stop, nobody
Gosh,
knows.
I hope it's the amazing.
Oh, I can't.
All right.
This is so exciting.
This is A, this is B.
Okay,
Kathy,
okay.
pick A or B.
Okay, B.
All right, you pick B.
All right.
All right, Dan Paquette, pick a number.
74.
Okay.
Wow, you're quick.
I know what he's
Vote
getting
is
to
in.
here.
All right, here we go.
I would also like to say I see the library barcode on the back of the book, so this was a library selection, so you can find it at your local public library, I'm sure.
I can't
plug.
use this information on air properly.
Okay.
Shameless plug.
Do you need another number?
Yes.
86. It's not far, so if you're not too many pages.
Okay.
Here we go.
If you dream of death, it's a sign of birth. And if you dream of birth, it's a sign of death.
Wow. That's deep. I'm never sure I believe in all these, what you dream has an actual meaning. I do think, like, when you do dream, like, you can actually solve problems. Like, if you go to sleep thinking of an issue or something like that, your brain will subconsciously figure out the answer while you sleep.
I get ideas in the middle of the night. That's why I have a notepad next to me.
But sometimes when it's just random things,
I do
like
that.
I was dreaming of death, so that means, I'm going to have another baby. I don't necessarily.
Yeah,
always
what
follow
about the
that.
dream we all have where we're falling?
Yeah. Oh. Have you ever just like woken up in the middle of falling? And you're like,
yeah.
You spring up, you're like
Yes,
feeling
you-
things around. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you do. Sometimes you have dreams that you wake up and it was so real.
Yeah.
You're not even sure it was a dream for a few seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you go, wait, what? What was that? What was that? But I don't know about the death dream. I honestly don't know that I've had a death dream. Not that I'm conscious of, although they say that you dream at least 4 to 6 times a night, and that some of them you remember and some of them you don't. And if you want to remember them, you're supposed to keep the book by your bed and wake up and write them down immediately.
That's sort of how I came with when I was doing stand-up comedy. A lot of my jokes, I'd have friends that would be out late at night or whatever and be like, yeah, you can drunk dial or text me or whatever, because it would wake me up like in the middle of a dream, and a lot of times that's where I get some material from it. You'd be like, oh, what on earth was that I was thinking? Let me write this down.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
My dreams are really vivid. I dream in color.
Do you?
Yes.
I dream in haiku.
No, I've dreamt in color my whole life.
But
It's
do
They're very vivid.
Do you have
you're a good
dreams?
visualizer, I think.
Do you have dreams that are are prophetic, that tell the future? Do you have dreams that have ever actually happened, or?
Well, even with outside of dreaming, I do get premonitions that end up happening a lot. But now that could also be related to life experiences too.
Right. I think that's sort of the power of the brain. You know, like you've seen a situation before, and so you can understand. Sort of like, say you get that deja vu feeling. Well, you've done something enough times or seen
Similar
it
to
that your
it,
brain can
you
make
cause
the
it.
connection and understand before it happens what's about to happen, so you can get that sort of feeling.
I think you're absolutely correct, and I think we all have that power. We just don't always use it all the time, and we don't recognize.
People aren't using their brain power all the time.
Right, most of the time.
Candy Crush.
Yeah. But we don't recognize it because we were always making those kinds of predictions, like the weather, and when it happens, we connect it. When it doesn't happen, we don't connect it.
Right.
So we don't realize that we're probably making these assumptions every day. You know, I'm assuming I'm going to go out the door, I'm going to get in my car, and maybe somebody's going to run a light in front of me.
Yeah.
You know, I also think that dreams could also be telling you something. That's something wrong with your body or something's going on.
Yeah,
But like
absolutely.
the dream. Now, I get this one every so often because I take various medications and they do things to you now and then. And I get a dream where I'm running around a strange building or a strange office or a strange location.
That's the library.
and I'm trying to find the little girl's room. All right. No. I'm saying this sarcastically. I'm trying to be sarcastic, but I'm trying to look for the bathroom. You know, and next thing I know, poof! I wake up out of the dream, and you know what happens next.
Yeah, you gotta rush to the bathroom.
Now and then,
that's
I think
true.
the dream may subconsciously tell you, hey, look,
Yeah. I
wake up.
I think I have that, or if you're dreaming of like a stream or a river or something like that, or a waterfall, and you wake up and you have to go to the bathroom, you're like, oh, thanks, dreams, for getting me up before I did that in bed.
I also get another dream every so often, and I've read about it, and I forget exactly what it's about. Broken teeth. And you're just you're biting on broken teeth, and you get them in your throat and stuff like that.
I've never had that dream, but I think my wife has had that dream.
Yeah,
I was like, that sounds horrible.
It is a horrible dream. I think I might have had it maybe 7 or 8 times in my life, and I looked it up, and I just forget what it meant, but it was just really, really horrible. You end up waking up, running out of bed, and going to the bathroom and getting in the mirror and trying to figure things out. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Now, do you think those books are accurate when you look up a dream and what it means and so forth? Do you think those are accurate?
I think there
or?
may have been studies done, whether or not they're true or not is another story.
That's like what I was saying at the beginning. I don't know. I 100% believe when they say you have this dream, it means this. I mean, because I think you can also influence your dreams by, preemptively thinking about something and having it on your mind can influence.
I've forced myself how to dream.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can. Yeah,
or what to dream.
Yeah, and that I was talking about this actually with, not about dreams specifically, but with one of my coworkers the other day. She's going to be doing a speech, and I said, one of the things that's great to do is think about it, whatever your topic is, right before going to bed, and then look at it again right when you wake up, and that's the best way to memorize it, because your brain will actually make those connections.
Actually, when I'm writing a story, and I don't, the writing process, and Ken will understand this because he writes his rants, which I really think are really clever. And one of these days, we're going to sit down and put his rants in a book, aren't we, Ken? Anyway, nighttime, right before I fall asleep, is some of my best thinking time, where I can, and when I'm writing, it doesn't always go the way I think it's going to go. For example, with the 350, I didn't know how it was going to end. It needed a story arc, and I had the arc, but I didn't know the ending. And then I lay there at night, and I run it through, like you said, you're running it through your mind.
Yeah.
And there it is. And it's just, it's there. It's a great thinking time. But I have to write it down because sometimes I've forgotten by the morning.
Right, yeah. That's why it's good to have, a book or a notebook or like your phone if you have the notepad feature in your phone or something, so you can take down at least quick notes on what you thought of or what you were doing.
See what a great idea it was?
Fantastic.
What that led to? It led us up to our next break, 9:17 in the morning. We'll be back right after this.
Joe cracked the dawn, Herb got it. Shante, Terror Squad. Be about us, be about you. Number one. Got to do with it, baby. It's about us, it's about trust me. Got to do with it, baby. What's love? It should be about us, it should be about trust me. What's love? Yeah, slow down, baby. Let you know from the gate, I don't go down, lady. I want a chick with thick hips that licks her lips. She could be the office type, but like the strip. Girl, you get me aroused, how you look in my eye. But you talk too much, man, you're ruining my high. I don't wanna lose the feeling, cause the roof is ceiling is on fire. And you looking good for the getting, I'm a rider. Whether in a hoodie or a linen, a provider. You should see the jury on my women, and I'm living it up. The squad stay filling the truck with chicks that's willing to trizz with us. You say you got a man and you're in love, but what's love gotta do with a little menage? After the party, me and you could just slide for a few, and she could come too. That's love. Got to do with it, baby. What's love? It's about us, it's about trust me. What's love? Got to do with it, baby. What's love? It should be about us, it should be about trust me. Mommy, I know you got issues. You got a man, but you need to understand that you got something with you. This is fat, frame is little. Tattoo in your chest with his name in the middle. I'm not a hater, I'll just crush a lie. In the way you shake your booty, I don't want you to stop. You need to come a little closer. And let me put you under my arms like a dawn is supposed to. Please believe you leave with me. We be freaking all night like we was on E. You need to trust the God and jump in the car for a little heartache at the Taj Mahal. What's love? Got to do with it, baby. What's love? It's about us, it's about trust me. What's love? Got to do with it, baby. What's love? It should be about us, it should be about trust me. Yo, I stroll in the club with my hat down, Michael Jack style, high stepping, who the Mac now? Not my fault that they love the kid. Might be the chain or the whip, I don't know what it is. We just partying, bull. Come on, mommy, put your body in motion. You got it open. You came here with the heart to cheat, so you need to sing the song with me. All my ladies, come on.
Look in your eyes is what's stopping me. I want the thought you would back, come rock with me. Don't want your stacks, I got your back. Won't cut them no slack, cause we on it like that. Come on. And put it on me.
Put it on you, girl.
On me.
I'ma put it on you, girl.
What's love?
Got to do with it, baby.
What's love? It's about us, it's about trust me. What's love?
Got to do got to do with it, baby.
What's love? It should be about us. It should be about just me. What's love?
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Plasse family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
The side boob hour? Peter, that's it. I asked you to stop this and you didn't listen to me. I'm sorry, but you left me no other choice. I called the FCC.
Oh, yeah, I know all about the FCC. They will clean up all your talking in a manner such as this. They will make you take a tinkle when you want to take a piss.
And they'll make you call fellatio a trouser-friendly kiss.
Here's the plain situation. There's no negotiation with the fellas at the freaking FCC. They're as stuffy as the stuffiest of special interest groups. Make a joke about your bowels and they order in the troops.
Any baby with a brain could tell them everybody poops.
Take a tip, take a lesson. You'll never win by messing with the fellas at the freaking FCC. And if you find yourself with some young sexy thing, you're gonna have to do her with your ding-a-ling. 'Cause you can't say penis, so they sent this little warning. They're prepared to do their worst, and they stuck it in your mailbox hoping you could be coerced.
I can think of quite another place they should have stuck it first.
They may just be neurotic or possibly psychotic. They're the fellas at the freaking FCC.
9:23 3/4. That is the closest I can get to walking the line here.
Without a B.
That is teetering on the line.
Oh, yeah. That's
all right. That's the furthest I can push it. I will never push it any further than that because I can't.
Yeah.
All right. That was network TV during prime time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's the only reason why I knew I could get away with it.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that they had the lawyers look over that whole thing like 18 times.
So I already had legal check it out for me in a way.
Yeah.
That's good enough for a primetime network.
It's
Fox network.
Fox, right?
Yeah. Good enough for primetime network television.
What was it on?
Good enough for Ken's
The
Den.
Family Guy.
That was Family Guy.
Yeah, that's such a creative show.
Yeah. The writing. Seth MacFarlane is incredible.
Yeah.
Very funny guy.
I don't get to watch it often because my wife doesn't like it, but the few times I've seen it with her, pre-kids,
a lot of women think it's
and they'd be like, I don't really like that. It's like, you laughed the whole time. What didn't you like?
Just being polite.
Yeah.
Women won't admit to it. They think it's an immature show, but deep down they really like it.
Yeah, and I think it's partly the cartoon. It's a animated show, and so you already look at it as less than, and don't pay attention to the quality of the writing of the show and the humor.
Do you like it?
I do. It's quite funny.
And do you like it?
And some of the things you have to. Oh, absolutely! It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
You have to read into some of the things, too, that they do.
Yeah.
And some of the references, they'll reference something 40, 50 years old.
Right.
And it's really, it's animation, but it is 100% geared towards an adult audience.
Yes, because it has both,
But it's still
both your lowbrow humor, but it also has a lot of highbrow, like intelligent humor. In it, you know, so.
And it's still safe for kids because
of that.
The kids don't
freaking
know
FCC.
what they're
what they don't know. Yeah,
yeah.
The innuendo stuff that they're putting in, they don't get the reference. You know?
Yeah.
Good to know. I will try it. I've never watched it.
I still
I
think my daughter's a little young for it, so we won't be watching it at my house anytime soon. But I'll see clips online or something when I've got a
Now,
movie.
how many years has The Simpsons been on? That's been
20 something,
Holy
a long
smokes.
time. Right? I mean, I would say at least 25 years. I don't know for sure.
Well, my kids were little, and they're well into their 30s, so
Yeah.
it's been around a long time. And I remember I wouldn't let them watch it.
Yeah.
And I'd be upstairs, and I'd come down, and I'd hear, "Dad, turn it off. Mom's coming.
Quick, here she comes."
So to help you understand what Dan meant by lowbrow yet highbrow humor, I have a clip here. It's one of their more popular clips on YouTube. It's called "Who Wants Chowder?" And basically, it was a skit about trying to get people to vomit, but at the same time they mention Epicat, which unless you're an adult, you don't know what that is. So just try to imagine the characters sitting on a couch and talking to each other during this routine.
All right, you guys, I got 8 crates of Epicac from Mort, all on my tab. Now, whoever goes the longest without puking gets the last piece of pie in the fridge. Okay, here we go. How's everybody doing?
Good so far.
All right.
Nothing yet.
Cool. You know, I don't know if you guys had any of that pie already, but that is some tasty stuff. That's from the bake sale that Lois was...
Ooh, one down. I know somebody who won't be having any...
I'm starting to feel funny.
Well, I feel fine. I guess I'm gonna...
Oh boy! That means I win! I get to eat...
Oh God! Why didn't anybody tell me?
Oh my God, my insides are on fire!
No, please, no more.
Dad, I'm scared.
Get the phone. Call 911.
Lois, get in here!
Okay. I think it's all gone. I think I don't want to. Peter, I need you to hold my ears.
Who wants chowder?
And that Kathi Palmer is the Family Guy.
Okay, good to know.
That's what you signed up for.
No, but I do know what Epicac is.
Yeah, so you know exactly what was going on there. They purposely drank it as for a contest.
I get it. Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, we're not going to recreate that here.
Let's not.
You know what? When I post the video for today's show, maybe underneath in the comments, I'll put a link up to that scene.
Yeah.
So I can hear it again.
So you can watch.
You can enjoy the visuals along with the audio.
The visuals going on during that stuff is incredible.
Yeah. And I'm sure we've all had that feeling of, when you're sick or throwing up and you're like, I just can't do it anymore.
I know. Yes. Okay, moving along.
We're going to be moving along to a break.
Oh dear God, I shouldn't even say that.
Well, that's why I played that Family Guy, because I knew I didn't have enough time to get into the book.
Okay.
After the break.
I wanted to share that with you.
I appreciate you sharing that with me, Ken.
No, you don't. You're just you're just being sweet, honey.
Sweetie, don't you call me honey. You can call me sweetie.
Don't call me Shirley.
Who's Shirley?
Roger. Over.
Roger
under.
that. Roger that.
What's your vector, Victor?
What's your clearance, Clarence?
8:30 in the morning. I don't know what's in that CD player. I'm just going to hit the button. We'll be back.
Find out together.
Right after this.
outer space, light it up. Like we're the stars of the human race, human race. When the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard. Shine the march, play it loud, giving love to the world. We'll be raising our hands, shining up to the sky. 'Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. Yeah, we got the fire, fire, fire. And we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We don't wanna leave, no. We just wanna be right now, right now. And what we see is everybody's on the floor acting crazy, getting loco till the lights out. Music's on, I'm waking up. We stop the fire, and we burn it up. And we're something now. We got the love, there's no sleeping now, no sleeping now. When the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard. Shine the march, play it loud, giving love to the world. We'll be raising our hands, shining up to the sky. 'Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. Yeah, we got the fire, fire, fire. And we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. When the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard. Shine the march, play it loud, giving love to the world. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We can light it up, 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 so they can't put it out, out, out. We can light it up, 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 so they can't put it out, out, out. We can light it up, up, so they can't put it out, out, out. We can light it up, up, so they can't put it out, out, out. When the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard. Shine the march, play it loud, giving love to the world. We'll be raising our hands, shining up to the sky. 'Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. Yeah, we got the fire, fire, fire. And we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. When the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard. Shine the march, play it loud, giving love to the world. We'll be raising our hands, shining up to the sky. 'Cause we got the fire, fire, fire. Yeah, we got the fire, fire, fire. And we're gonna let it burn.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Ah, you thought I was going to do a parody or another stupid commercial.
No way. Right into it, huh?
Right to it, 9:35 in the morning. This is Ken's Den. We're just kind of messing around this morning. When a scheduled guest can't make it for any reason whatsoever, I don't go nuts trying to find somebody else to bring in here. I just...
Get ready for friendly banter.
I just screw around. That's all it is. 2.5 years ago, whatever, if that happened, I panicked.
Yeah.
And I'm texting everyone and I'm calling everyone. Geez, what am I going to do on my show for 2 hours? I need to have somebody in here. I need something. Give me something. Somebody come in. And now I bring in a book and I read a line out of it and I get people to talk about it.
It's great. It's free flowing.
So you chose book B last time. I now have my hands on book A.
All right.
Kathy, pick a number 2 through 212.
23. Did you see how I just...
They're right there.
I
we
was
know.
right on
Gotta
the money.
get this moving on.
I knew that was... I predicted the future that he was going to ask.
You're ready,
See?
prepared.
Yeah.
Did you have a dream about it?
I did.
Here we go.
I had 2 I could choose from here.
Uh-oh.
I only think maybe all of us would know this one.
Okay.
Do we all know who Ben Turpin is?
Apparently not.
Okay. All right, then I'll gladly do the other one. Shirley Temple always had 56 curls in her hair.
Always.
Huh. No. You're kidding.
The book kids you not.
Holy mackerel.
The ultimate book of useless information. Now that is definitely useless information.
You're right. I have a brain full of that stuff.
Always 56 curls.
Totally going to win Jeopardy now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it about the number 56? Stephen?
I don't know, but when you go back to the library today, I guarantee someone will come up and ask you that question.
Right.
And now you know the answer.
Yeah,
Wait a
exactly.
minute. I'm wondering how many of the people out there don't know who Shirley Temple was.
There's probably quite a few. Anyone
that do, but
that's younger may not have it unless their parents showed them old Shirley Temple movies.
Are her movies even on? And I haven't.
We have a lot of them at the
seen-
library. Kids in the children's room, and parents will still take them out. And
Really?
They're still. They're not 100% relevant, but they're still cute, fun. They're Shirley Temple movies.
We were talking before about things that or issues that are no longer appropriate. There are many things in her early movies that today we would not put in a film.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely would not put in a film.
There's a Shirley Temple song that we actually have on our loop for Ava, and I just can't think of the name
Good
right now.
Ship
But
Lollipop.
no,
God. That's the one.
I'll come up with it. But
according to a Google search here, the top 10 searches or responses or returns. That's what I'm looking for. Returns. They don't say why 56, but supposedly before every movie, her mother Gertrude would do her hair, and it was always 56.
That's funny. That's really funny.
That's where would it have been? How many rollers were in a packet? Would have been 28 rollers per packet, so it would have been 2 sets or something.
I don't know, and I wonder how long she wore that hairdo. How old was she when she finally gave up all those ringlets? And I remember everybody when I was a little girl, and everybody wanted to have Shirley Temple hair.
Yeah.
And I did not.
No. It seems like a lot of work to me. I mean, obviously, I never got into having ringlets myself.
You never did?
Yeah,
you have to go to sleep that way.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, we did. Oh, we did. We wore those big brush rollers.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it was torture. But we did it because you had to be pretty.
It reminds me of, have you seen the show The Marvelous Miss Maisel?
No, I haven't.
It's on Amazon, I believe. But it's about this housewife who becomes a stand-up comic or whatever back in probably late 50s, 60s or so, maybe. And but she would go to bed with her husband, and then when he falls asleep, she would get up and do all the prepping stuff, and then go to sleep, and then wake up before him to take it all out. So she thought she just woke up perfect.
That's funny. Oh, that's fun. Oh yeah.
What is
much
this
work.
What is this Amazon you speak of?
It's this tiny little website where you can go, and if you pay them money, they will do a lot of things for you. And one of them is they will let you watch videos.
I just paid them money because I needed some parts for my car.
For your car.
Yeah. Some technical wiring things. And then I went to watch a a TV show, and they said I had to pay more money. So what you're saying is a non-truth. Because you just said if I give them money, I get to watch things.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and if you give them more money, you get to watch other things. I didn't say it wasn't an untruth. It was just not the entire truth. I didn't say how much money.
You did
I
not
just said
come
you get the
forward
money.
with all the
Yeah.
information.
This one is one of those ones, if you pay the annual money, you get this series free. Or included. not
I
free,
know.
included.
I was a member of Amazon Prime, and I decided, well, I'm not going to pay that anymore.
Yeah, it
didn't really make sense for me financially because I don't have time to watch the programming there. The only programming on Amazon that I was watching was the Grand Circuit.
Gran Turismo?
No, the Top Gear one.
Okay.
Grand Tour.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and that was all I was watching, and you know they're just a little different from when they were filmed on BBC.
Yeah.
So I stopped that, and CBS I pay for my Big Brother feeds, and then when Big Brother goes away, I stop the subscription.
Yeah.
And then when Star Trek comes on,
you'll pick it back up.
I pick it back up again for $7 a month.
Right.
I don't have any of them.
I just have a hard time paying any subscription fees. I hate it because everything's moving that direction now.
Yeah.
Like, get your food on a subscription. Get your, get your TV on 18 different subscriptions if you want to see everything.
Okay, Mr. Cord Cutter. Now you can subscribe to what you want, and you end up paying more.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Or you have to illegally share logins with somebody else.
Yeah.
So like you'll be like, okay, you get Netflix, I'll get Amazon, you get whatever else.
Or you're not ultimately happy, and you end up going back.
Yeah.
And I've been reading a lot of trade articles where that's happening. People cut the cord, and they just.
It's still it's too difficult. There's still too many.
There's a device out there, and I forget the name, but it doesn't matter because it's several $1,000s. It takes the Roku and the Sling and the Chromecast, and it puts them all into one box.
Yeah.
All right, and there's software controlling it, and it acts as a DVR for all of your streams, and it gives you a programming guide that pulls the content from everything. So you use it like a regular cable or satellite DVR, but it's all your streaming services.
Yeah.
And it's a couple of grand in order to get into it. There's only one company makes it. I saw it at a trade show last year, which I might be going out to again.
You'll
in a
probably
few
find
weeks.
that business will probably pick up because there are so many different things.
Yeah. So I have 2 more minutes before I go into a break, our final break of the morning. Pick a number.
106.
See, you weren't ready.
I didn't know we were doing another one before break. I thought we were just gonna.
I just
Hey, I'm happy.
Boy Scout, be prepared.
Oh, sporting
lightning round. Lightning round here.
We get to think about this one during break.
Oh, is that it? Is this the tease? You'll give the topic and then the discussion.
These are just quotes.
Okay.
They're stupid.
I don't believe it.
All right.
Whatever they said, they're a lie.
All right. California Angels coach once said, "We talked 5 times. He called me twice, and I called him twice."
Oh, that's like Bob earlier with the bad math. Is that Tom? What was his name? Yogi Berra?
I
say
have
that
no
because
idea.
that sounds like a Yogi Berra kind of thing.
California Angels coach. Here's one. The word genius isn't applicable in football. A genius is a guy like Norman Einstein.
No.
And that was sports analyst Joe Theismann.
Oh, Joe.
That's funny.
Stick to what you know.
Just to let you know.
These people haven't seen the last of my face. If I go down, I'm going down standing up. Basketball player Chuck Person.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. I have a God-given talent. I got it from my dad. And that was Missouri.
That was Jesus Christ. He said that really.
Missouri sportsman Julian Wakefield.
Oh my God.
And this one's really fitting. I love it. And I'll give you a minute to see if you can figure out who it was. I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Mike Tyson.
No, we're talking football.
Oh, football.
And he recently went on a tour of some foreign countries with some older buddies on a show called The Bucket List. I think it was called The Bucket. No, it wasn't called The Bucket List, but they were.
But I think I know the one you're talking about. What was his?
I'm in the dark.
Not Terry
Can't
Rice.
help you.
What was
Well, you're right with Terry.
Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw.
That's it, yeah.
I may be dumb, but I'm
Yeah,
not
that's-
stupid.
yeah. I'd love to know the distinction in
But
his
he's
head.
funny.
Exactly.
He does that on purpose. He's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. Let's see, 9:45 and 3/4. One more tune, one more break, and we'll be right back.
I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked at you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my soul for a wish, pennies and dimes for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, but now you're in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right at you, baby. But here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. You took your time with the call, I took no time with the fall. You gave me nothing at all, but still you're in my way. I beg and borrow and steal at first sight, and it's real. I didn't know I would feel it, but it's in my way. Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look right at you, baby. But here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. I missed you so bad. I missed you so, so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. And you should know that. I missed you so, It's hard to look right at you, baby. But here's my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me maybe. And all the other boys try to chase me, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. I missed you so bad. I missed you so, so bad. Before you came into my life, I missed you so bad. And you should know that, so call me maybe.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Thursday morning from 6 till 8, it's Patrick Berry, owner of the Westfield News Group.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
July is National Baked Bean Month. Excuse me. Yes, a month in which we pay tribute to one of America's favorite, most healthful and nutritious foods. I'm terribly sorry. As I was saying, good Lord, this is terribly embarrassing. I'm so... Whoa, doggy! I guess I'd better wrap this up quick. Basically, Jesus, whoa! Oh, God! My God!
Baked beans. They're nature's way of saying, for God's sake, open the window. Sorry.
9:51 in the morning, WSKB. July is National Baked Beans Month.
And we missed it.
Well, you got it one day.
We have one more
Celebrate
day.
hard. Get out there, get a couple of cans right now.
And if you eat later on during the day, you can celebrate in August.
You got to carry that right
I
over.
got that. Don't explain it. I got it. Don't clarify it. We're good. We're good.
You don't clarify, but cut that thing with a knife.
You know what, Dan?
Yeah,
when I'm sitting over there, it's easy for me to get to my cues and my
You're ready.
sounds and everything.
Yes, you got
Now
it.
I have to kind of turn around and go over and point in another direction and look for what I'm trying to find. But I found this handy little cheat sheet that I bring in here each and every week. Every week I do remind everyone listening about the great program that the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield puts on. And that is any child aged 2 through 18. If they want a lunch during the summer, they get a lunch. There are several satellite locations you can go to. Again, this is any child aged 2 through 18. If you need a lunch, go get a lunch. Chapman Playground, 1 o'clock to 1:30 today. CPA is 11:30 to 12 o'clock. Powder Mill is 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Sadie Knox is 12:15 to 12:45. Edgewood is 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. The Hubbard Street is 12 o'clock to 12:30. And South Middle is 12:30 to 1. Also on Thursdays only, when they have the farmers market, Church of the Atonement, 12:45 to 1:30. Thursdays only. I want to put thanks again out to the Boys and Girls Club for offering this wonderful program.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's great for kids, over the summer to make sure that they're still getting a chance to eat healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very well attended. When I was coming home from the school program that we were doing, I would go by Sadie Knox, and it's very well attended.
Mm-hmm,
It's well received. I don't know what they do in the rainy days, though. Do they still try to deliver, or is there some other...
I don't know. I don't know what their rain plan is.
I don't know.
I guess we could have found out last week when it was raining every day.
Yeah, we've had so many rainy days. I did go by Sadie Knox one day, and there was a staff van there. I don't think it was Park and Rec people. I think it was Boys and Girls. It's hard to know. We all wear the staff shirts, so who knows?
You know, if only we knew somebody involved with the Boys and Girls Club.
I don't know.
Who are you gonna call?
Come on, between the three of us, we all know at least one person involved.
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of Sadie Knox, they're trying to get some work done over there.
And they're talking too about the parking, and I feel sorry for both sides up there because I drive up and down there every day, and I feel sorry for the people in the neighborhood because they've got cars trying to park on their lawns, and if you have company it's full of the baseball crowd, but then again I feel sorry for the baseball crowd because they're trying to watch their kids and support the local teams, and they've got that tiny lot. I don't know where they're going to go. What are they going to do?
In the back, there's access to the back of that park,
and there's more room back there.
And yeah,
you would know because that was your stomping ground.
Yeah, there are some. There's room beyond the back of what you see.
Okay.
For parking, and it's at the end of the one-way street up there. So naturally, that neighborhood is not very happy with that.
Excited with
the name of the street is evading me because I haven't lived on the north side in years.
Is it that tiny little? It almost looks like a dead end.
It is a dead end.
I
Wait,
know.
it's a one-way dead end? How do you get out?
Oh, wait a minute. What am I thinking of?
There's, I think.
What am I thinking of now?
This right before them is the apartment building, or the condominiums, isn't it? But you're right. There's a tiny.
There's something off of like Atwater or one of those streets over there that.
There's Curtis Street, and then there's Oakdale Street.
It might be Oakdale. It might be Oakdale. But it's been 35 years since that area was my haunt.
Right,
Matter of fact,
right.
when it was my haunt, Sadie Knox, all it was an open field.
Yep.
And a swing set and a teeter totter and a swing and puke. Or a spin and puke. A spin and puke.
Oh, we can't have those anymore, can we? No, those are too dangerous. Loved those suckers.
Yeah,
Those were
that's
some
all.
fun.
That and we had the summertime arts and crafts park and rec program out.
And those days are those days are over now too, because parents don't drop their kids off anymore.
Were you looking for Sackville Ave, where there's Atwater? I don't. That looks.
I think Oakdale is the street that was in question.
Oakdale crosses Atwater, I believe, and Curtis is below it.
Oh, Oakdale's back around this side on the back. Yeah, so there's Oakdale Street and there's Oakdale Ave.
Okay,
I think it's Oakdale Ave.
Yeah, Oakdale Ave goes sort of down past that.
Yeah,
behind the park.
I believe that's the street that they're having issue with speed on right now.
Oh, really?
Because people are dropping the kids off there instead of dropping off in front of Sadie Knox.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
So they want to start they want to put a parking lot back there, and then have the drop-off location be the front of Sadie Knox. But so it's a thing just barely in the works right now. Still in the talk stage. 9:57. Hey, Dan, is there anything interesting coming up in the next few days, maybe this weekend, over at the library?
Well, what I was going to say is you can get your tickets now for our upcoming comedy show, which is going to feature Rafi Gonzalez, who's a Westfield resident. He's going to be headlining the show, and so that's Saturday, August 18th. Tickets are $25 and available at westath.org. There still our summer reading program is happening, so there's a lot of fun activities.
Now, he's the comedian that we had at one of the fundraisers for the Westfield 350.
Yeah.
And that was well received.
Yeah, I heard did a great job for them, and people really loved. He had a song all about Westfield.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll reprise for us. I don't know.
Sure he will.
Yeah. I highly recommend it. It's going to be a great show. It's also going to have Pat Oates and Giancarlo Biondino on the show. So there'll be 3 great comedians for the low price of $25 to support the Westfield Athenaeum, which is obviously the best cause in town.
It certainly is.
Not biased at all.
I will agree to that. I am very biased towards the Athenaeum. I always have been. It's just, I'm there every other week.
Yes, you are. We see you frequently in there.
I'm a voracious reader.
Dan Paquette, I want to thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you. I love being here every time. And this was a little bit different than normal, so it's even fun to do.
Yeah, change things up every now and then.
Yeah.
Kathy, welcome back.
And I have to leave here and go home and get my hair dyed coffee bean brown number 42 again.
I see it tied back. It almost looks like you already had that done. Next week, for those of you who constantly talk smack on social media, I will have Steve Donnelly and Dan Knappich in the studio. It's going to be, hey, welcome back, Kathy. It's going to be an open line Tuesday.
Yeah.
Opening up the phone lines for you to call in and just, say what's on your mind. Keep it within FCC regulations.
Right.
Dan, would you like to take over as co-host next week?
I'm really feeling like I'm coming down sick. No, that I'll be listening from home instead.
No.
2 weeks from now, Dan is back in.
Yeah.
3 weeks from now, Chef John Slattery will be out of the woods. He'll be back home from the camp he was working at. I'll have him in. And then 4 weeks, Making the List is back. And Pete Coles was the winner for that. So we'll find out soon what the topic will be. My listeners, I want to thank you for giving me another 2 hours of your life you're never going to get back.
Bombadita, 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 bombadita,
Until
bombadita,
we meet
bombadita,
again.
bombadita,
Happy trails to you.
bombadita, bombadita,
Keep smiling
bombadita,
until
Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather.
Happy trails. home again.
Right off with a frown, I grab my bag and I walk on. Call Nav, I hit up Blanchard's, they sell cheap wine. I got $6 bag, rip, wine, smash, drink it up, avoid the glass. But I can't stop from just smiling when that damn sun is shining on. Hell, it's just shining down all over me. No, I can't help from just smile while that damn sun is shining on. Dang, it's just shining down over me. So now I call up my friend, cause his